Good day everyone. So today I will discuss about the Poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley and also the literary genres. So first I will give the objectives of my discussion. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to understand the Poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley and also the literary genres. Next is identify and give the meaning of different types of genres. And last, identify the meaning of unfamiliar words through context clues. And now we will start about a short background history of the author, which is William Ernest Henley. William Ernest Henley, born on August 23, 1849, and died on July 11, 1903. So, he was an English influential poet, critic, and editor of the late Victorian era in England. So, though he wrote several books of poetry, Henley is remembered most often for his poem 1875 entitled Invictus. So, it is a piece which records in a popular awareness. So, during his lifetime, Henley had become fairly well known as poet. So, his poetry had even made its way to the United States, inspiring several different contributors from across the country to open articles about him. So, he was best known for his poem Invictus in 1875. So, he was a very talented English poet. So, resilience was the most essential motivation of Henley's poetry. So, difficult path of life was reflected in his works. That is why they excite and inspire the reader. In 1889, the Chicago Daily Tribune ran an article about the promise that Henley showed in the field of poetry. So, Henley was known as a man of inner resolve and a character that transferred into his work. So, but also made an impression on his peers and friends. So, Henry wrote Invictus in the hospital, revealing his inner experience about losing of his leg and difficult childhood. So, the writer did not have happy life. So, when William was 12 years old, he became sick with tuberculosis. His leg was amputated to the knee because of this fact. So, the poet faced the possibility to lose the second leg, but the surgeon managed to save it after numerous operations. So, during his treatment, Henry was sufficiently writing poems, many of which became the part of collection in hospital. He used free verse. So, Henry's only daughter Margaret was a frail child from her birth and died when she was only 5 years old. So, yan. So, the writer did not have happy life even though he is a very popular poet. Okay, so let us talk about the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. So, let us start with the first stanza. So, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. So, what do you mean by this first stanza? Okay, what have you understand? So, in the very beginning of the poem, the poet says that he wants to thank God. In fact, he admits that his life has no ray of hope. So, the writers feel hopeless that time. So, rather his future seems to be dark as a pit. Pit means a large hole. But then also, he is grateful to God for his unconquerable. Unconquerable means unbeatable soul. So, he says that no pain can be able to curb his soul. So, no one can drag his down. So, and the next stanza is, in the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud under the bludgeoning of chance. My head is bloody but unbowed. So, what do you mean by this? So, eventually, He claims that whenever he fell into some difficulty, he always remained unbeatable. Yan. So, however situation have tried to destroy him, he always fight back with courage. So, he is very determined. So, in fact, he agrees that sometimes difficulties have made him bleed and suffer, but he never let himself to bow before them and cry out of fear. So, yan. So, he claims that he is very unbeatable. He is very determined. So, in the third stanza, beyond this place of wrath and fears, looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years find and shall find me unafraid. So, what do you mean by this stanza? So, in this stanza, the poet says that he has always lurked behind him, but it is always find him unafraid. So, whenever menace or trouble has come in his life, he has faced it bravely. So, he was very brave and he never tried to escape in the reality. So, William Ernest is very brave that time. So, whatever he experienced lots of challenges in life, he never looked down or he never cried. So, finally, in the last stanza contains, it matters now how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll, I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. So, what do you mean by this? So, what have you understand that I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul? So, finally, in the last stanza, says that the gate of life is very narrow. So, there is no shortcut ways going to success. So, he will definitely pass it with vigor. So, we need to be determined. We need to be hardworking. So, moreover, he declares that he is the master of his fate, meaning his fortune. So, also he claims that he is the captain of his soul. So, that is why William Ernest Henley wrote this poem, because he wants to motivate himself when there is no hope at all. So, when the poet write this poem, as what I've said a while ago, he has lost one of his legs. And so, in such a situation of mental and physical agony, the poet tries to lift up his courage. Okay, let us proceed with the literary genre. So, a literary genre is a style of writing. So, genre originates from the French word meaning kind or type. So, as a literary device, the genre refers to a form, class, or type of literary work. So, now, we will discuss the 5 types of literary genre. So, first is the epic poem. Epic poem is a long narrative poem that is usually about heroic deeds and events that are significant to the culture of poets. So, many ancient writers use epic poetry to tell tales of intense adventures and heroic feats. So, epic poem talks about the extraordinary feats and adventures of characters from a distant past. So, I have here examples of epic poems. So, the Iliad and the Odyssey. So, are you familiar with the Iliad and the Odyssey? So, the Iliad is the story of a Greek struggle to rescue Helen. So, who is Helen? So, it is a Greek queen from her Trojan captors. So, Odyssey, it is the struggle of one of those Greek warriors, the hero Odysseus. So, next is the Mahabharata. So, are you familiar with this? If not, so The Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic. Main story revolves around the two branches of the family, which are Pandavas and Kauravas. So, it is about the battle for the throne. So, last is Beowulf. So, what is Beowulf? So, I think you are all familiar with the Beowulf. So, it is an old English epic. So, Beowulf fight and defeat monster Grendel, who is terrorizing the Denmark. So, next is the narrative poetry. So, it is a form of poetry that tells a story, often making use of the voices of a narrator and the characters as well. The entire story is usually written in the metered verse. So, narrative poems do not have the follow rhythmic pattern. So, meaning, narrative poetry tells stories through verse like a novel or short story. It is a narrative poem with plot, characters, and setting. The examples of narrative poetry is, first is the Iliad, Homer sing goddess. So, it is the story of the rage of Achilles, the greatest hero, Greek hero to fight in the Trojan War. And the next example is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. So, what do you mean by The Raven? So, I think you are all not familiar with this. So, it talks about sorrow, mournful, and never-ending remembrance. The next literary genres is romantic poem. So, romantic poem, it is a poetry that emphasizes intuition over reason and the pastoral over the urban, often skewing consciously poetic language in an effort to use more colloquial language. So, meaning romantic poem, it is about sentiments, emotions, and imagination. The examples of romantic poem is William Wordsworth works. So, William Wordsworth, he wanted to relate situations from common life and embodying overflow feelings. So, they are the William Wordsworth, My Heart Sleeps Up, and also the William Wordsworth, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. That is the examples of romantic poem. Okay, so next is the dramatic poetry. So, what is dramatic poetry? So, it is any drama that is written in verse that is meant to be recited. So, it is usually tells a story or refers to a situation. So, this would include closet drama, dramatic monologues, and rhyme verse. So, meaning, dramatic poetry, written works that tells a story and connects the reader to an audience through emotions and behaviors. So, I have here examples of dramatic poetry. So, let us talk about first the 7 Ages of Man. So, I know you are all familiar with the 7 Ages of Man because we already discussed it on our junior high school. So, the 7 Ages of Man divides life of a man into 7 stages. So, which are infant, schoolboy or child, lover, soldier, justice or judge, old man, extreme old age, or acting again like a child. So, yan. This is the examples of dramatic poetry. So, addition is the Inferno by Dante. So, what do you mean by Inferno by Dante? So, it is the latest movie in the Da Vinci Code of saga. Okay, we are in the last examples of literary genres, which is the lyric poem. So, what do you mean by lyric poem? So, it has musical rhythm and their topics often explore romantic feelings or other strong emotions. So, meaning, it is a song-like quality that narrated of a person. So, did you know who is Lea Salonga? So, he is the best example because she performed lyric song like the singing voices of Disney princesses and also the Miss Saigon. So, it is the best example of lyric poem with a song-like quality. The other examples of lyric poem is Sonnet 18. So, Sonnet 18 is a comparing a young man to a summer's day. And next is I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. So, the speaker uses funeral metaphor to describe the death of his or her mind. That would be all for my discussion. Thank you for listening and I hope you learned something.